That comic podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to That Comic Podcast. I'm your host, Mendte, and with me, as always, are my wonderful sidekicks. First, Mr. Mashko.
Hey, can I kick it?
Yes. Go ahead, Features. You can do it. I know you want to.
Yes, you can.
There it is.
And then that was P Features.
Hello, internets.
Plus, we have Baby Huey.
What's going on?
Ooh, what's going on?
What's
What was
There
the
we
backup on that, Features?
I'm sorry.
Man,
Honestly, I kind of loved it.
a little jet lag.
Yeah, no, I liked it. It was like you were doing it in rounds.
I never
It was
do it
pretty good.
solo. That was...
That was.
have such
We're
I
just
like
going to move on from that one.
All
We're
right.
just going to move right past from that one. Now, I do want to mention that Lance is dealing with the elements, and Buzz is just coming back from Monster Mania. So
Earth,
that
Wind,
man
and
is,
Fire.
Yes, he's going through a lot of it. And Buzz is coming off of he needs the Odin rest, right? He's coming off of the Monster Mania. So, with that being said, with the original crew once again, we're trying to do something we haven't done in years. Keep this show to an hour.
All right. Timing it now.
I
Let's
don't
go.
think it's going to happen, but we're going to try our best. And we got some interesting news today. Some stuff I'm excited about, some stuff I could honestly give a damn about. But we've got our first look at Mortal Kombat 2, so we finally get to see what Johnny Cage and all them are up to. We have some pretty cool Spider-Man 4 rumors not even a rumor. She's like officially cast, right? Anyway, some cool casting stuff with Spider-Man 4. Then we've got the Russo Brothers taking time out of their busy schedules to address whether or not those leaks were real. And then Black Panther's, the new open world game, was leaked, so we got a lot of information about that. As well as Season 3 wrapping up for Invincible. We want to give our thoughts there and talk about Marvel's new Thunderbolts team, which is all over the place. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But before we do, let's get into the thing I could care less about. And I'm actually just going to throw it over to P Features because he's the only one I know who actually gives a damn.
Yes. Mortal Kombat. The first looks Johnny Cage. We saw Katana and Shao Kahn.
Boo!
Scorpion was there.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. They ruined him already. Let's just also talk. This is the sequel to the last Mortal Kombat reboot movie we got, which I don't know about you guys. I think is utter trash.
Well, I definitely agree with that. It was trash due to the fact that they changed a lot of things and took a lot of liberties with that first movie.
Spoiler alert, they killed Goro. They had no character no one knew and just gave him knockoff Black Panther powers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? They had the best opening to any Mortal Kombat property ever, and then the rest of that movie was just awful. Magic, robot arms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't.
How
need
about
that.
this? There was no tournament in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, there was a lot of failings to that first one.
Huh.
Are they
And
going to build
honestly-
up to it?
That's what the goal was.
So in the sequel, that's what they're supposed to be doing to get you to the tournament. Even though we know if Shao Kahn showing up, that's kind of where everything kind of falls apart anyway. But
This is where the story gets too convoluted. Just stick to the damn tournament. It's the part we care about. It's the 1v1s. Then they just kind of throw them at you like, guess what? These two are going to fight in this corner, while these two are going to fight in this corner. It's like, this is the stupid. I hate. With the magic seals, I hate it. I hate everything about it. And honestly, Carl Urban jumping in as Johnny Cage is somewhat exciting because I love Carl Urban and I love the character of Johnny Cage, but I have no faith in this property whatsoever.
I have zero opinion on this. I really don't care.
Yeah, I want to care because I love Mortal Kombat. I love dude, Shao Kahn, what a cool helmet.
It looks
except
good.
for it's not Shao Kahn though. It's the tiniest Shao Kahn you've ever seen.
that's what you hit the nail on the head. I don't like that. There's a guy who used to wrestle in Mashko. You might know who it is. He was an Australian dude. Allegedly, he was like in jail. He broke out. Big dude. I can't remember his name though.
It's like half of them.
But he has like a physique and a build that you look at him, you go like, that should be Shao Kahn. Voice wise, don't know, but he should be Shao Kahn off of just the stature alone. I don't know who this guy is for sure yet, but yeah, I think too small to be Shao Kahn. But the costume looks great.
What's the most important line in all of Mortal Kombat? I mean, there's a bunch, but like, what's the most iconic Mortal Kombat line?
Get over
Get
here.
over here.
Get over here, right? Get over
Yeah.
here. How do you ruin that line in the first movie?
You dub it.
he never speaks English at any point, and just randomly goes, "Get over here." He's from was he from feudal Japan?
Yeah.
And then just randomly just go for that one line. He's like, "All right, fans are gonna love this."
Hey, you know what's funny? That one line he didn't even say. I think that was the original dub from Ed Boon saying it.
Cool, I guess. I don't understand.
Is that the guy that makes the really bad wine?
No, he's one of the
Or malt
creators
liquor.
of Mortal Kombat.
All right. I told you before that I try and find the positives in things. So here's the only positive.
I thought you were just going to say, I thought we were going to try and do 60 minutes, so stop going off in these tangents.
Well, yeah, but we don't have that much news. I can
Fair
stretch
enough.
this out a little longer. But good things in the first Mortal Kombat. Kano.
Kano was awesome.
The best Kano
Yes.
we've ever had.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? That was cool. The Sub-Zero, very cool.
Yes.
Sub-Zero was very cool, and the horror
was cool.
motif they had him in that when Jax lost his arms.
Oh,
very
man.
cool, right? The
Yeah.
opening sequence, as I said, very cool. Rest of the movie's terrible. Rest of
Yeah,
rest
rest of the movie's
Liu
pretty
Kang-
bad.
Liu Kang and Raiden feel like just whispers, like, "Oh, they're there," right? Because they wanted to focus on a guy who got his ass beat in every single fight so badly that his power was literally get your ass beat.
Listen,
I'm telling you, this I cannot. Oh, I love Mortal Kombat so much.
Positive,
Mortal
Mendte.
Kombat,
Positive.
breathe.
God, I hate that.
Breathe.
Well, here's the positive. Okay, here's the positive that we know about this new movie.
Yeah.
That it actually is going to focus on the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little too late, but there apparently is going to be a big deal about how they're keeping score, which I also don't like. Because that's kind of part of it. It's not, I mean, it is, but it's supposed to be all these warriors going in there for their own means and their own reasons. And in this, it's very much Shao Kahn's guys versus Raiden's guys, even though it's going to be about Johnny Cage.
Isn't keeping score just a matter of whether you live or die?
Yeah,
Well-
go ahead.
Yeah, it is, but essentially in Mortal Kombat, in the story, they keep score of who wins fights and who loses because it's the tournament supposed to represent this competition between Outworld and Earth. So if Earth loses, then
And-
Shao Kahn gets to take over. Outworld gets to come into Earth and take over.
10 in a row, and we've lost 9. That's
I
like the name.
completely forgot about the episode we did when the movie came out, and Features gave us way too much backstory on everything that is Mortal Kombat.
Because Mortal Kombat is deep and rich and full of beautiful characters.
I
but the
understand
problem
that now.
is these all of these attempts at making product outside of the game fails at every turn because it's not about these overall arcing war. It's about these warriors meeting at this competition. And that's why the first movie was so good, even with its flaws, is still phenomenal. As far as video game movies are concerned, is still I love that movie still.
The first Mortal Kombat, that's
Absolutely.
legendary. Yes.
As in 1990.
yeah,
Yes.
they killed it.
With the that sound, the dance soundtrack. Yes.
So
yes.
for the sake of adding time to this segment, what would you do to make it better?
Start over.
Yeah. No.
No,
right,
I'm
James
not even
Gunn.
kidding. I'm not kidding at all. Because the opening was so good that it really just pulls the wind from you. How bad the rest of the movie is. They should have just made a Sub-Zero Scorpion movie. That's it.
You took the words out of my mouth. If they had to focus on any character's backstory in there, if you're not going to do Liu Kang, who is originally the main character, then do the ninjas because ninjas are awesome. And why not? We all want to see ninjas.
And we love those ninjas.
Yes, especially the
95
one that
was the
says,
worst
"Get
movie."
over here."
Even in that one when he had that stupid actual lizard that came out of his wrist. That was the dumbest thing in the world.
Wasn't that Reptile?
No,
That
well,
was
yeah,
still
well,
Scorpion, but
It was
yeah.
Scorpion in the
Oh.
original movie.
right.
Reptile, but Reptile scene was stupid too. But I love that when he comes out, he's making all those weird. The only one making noises as he's.
Yeah. No, Reptile scene in the first one was awesome.
So good with the stupid bicycle kick. So good. All right, let's move on because I will just get angrier and angrier because again, you killed Goro.
Yeah.
That's the 6-armed guy.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Big-
the second to end villain who's arguably harder than Shang Tsung is.
Yeah.
Arguably hard. Well, not in the more recent one. Shao Kahn's pretty wild, but Goro is definitely in the first couple games. Even Kintaro is harder to get past than the last
Yeah.
villain is.
And
Anyway.
hopefully we see Kintaro, but
We won't.
Moving on.
They've forgotten about him. Actually, you remember those old Goro comics where they go into that? Sorry, I love the old comics. I'm telling you, I love Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
I was the dude at the arcade who stood at the cabinet with his quarters ready, like I'm next.
Oh yeah, I used to put
I
mine
love
right
Mortal
on
Kombat.
top. We're good. We're doing this.
All right, that's why I passionately hate this movie. So let's go ahead and move on to something that I don't know if I'm excited about. I don't know how to feel about this, but let's talk about Sadie Sink. And I like Sadie Sink. Let's start from there. Sadie Sink is the redhead in Stranger Things, who is great. She's Max, and Max, as far as introducing a new character 3 seasons in, she was phenomenal. I love the way that they added her brother, the way she goes through how she interacts with the characters. The last season, how good she was with the. I know Features actually hasn't watched it, so I'm going to try my best not to spoil that.
It's
final
okay.
season.
That it won't bother me. It's all right.
Anyway.
She was great in The Whale. That's kind of where I
Yeah.
know her from.
Oh, cool! I never saw The Whale.
Yeah, good movie.
All right, and she's good in it too. So she can act. Well, she's been cast in Spider-Man 4.
Yes.
Ooh.
That's the big news. Now, no one knows who she's playing. The rumors are Mary Jane Watson, so a legitimate Mary Jane.
Okay.
Firestar from Super Friends, and actually a couple, Jean Grey, which would be a really weird addition to Spider-Man 4, but I could see it.
Yeah.
Like, if she could pull it off.
We need
And
a
there was
break.
one more, wasn't there?
Gwen Stacy's
Mary-
even a possibility. I've heard.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. I don't want. No.
Hey, remember what happens to redheads in the Marvel Universe?
Yeah, they turn black.
Yeah, but to say she would not look like Sadie Sink.
well, think what Emma Stone,
She would get
Yeah.
canceled.
See, but
Bryce
all right,
Dallas
all right,
Howard.
Okay. But
So-
even in the Tobey
Yeah.
Maguire Spider-Man, Emma Stone, I thought Emma Stone should have been. I felt Mary Jane. She's a natural redhead, and they made her Gwen Stacy. I thought that was kind of
She was a great
counterproductive.
Gwen Stacy, though.
But she's a great actress. She could do either part, but I felt like naturally Mary Jane should have been her role.
And Mashko, his favorite leaker, his favorite scooper,
My boy Jeff.
good old Jeffrey.
So
Jeffrey
what's
came out.
what's funny is a lot of the people that caught that story from him, like I listened to the show, and I would say I'm like 99% sure he never gave. He just said the names. He never said it's Gwen or Mary Jane. Like I'm 99% sure he didn't say that, but a lot of I saw a lot of posts stating that that's what Jeff Snyder said. Not the
Well,
case.
what he said is that she's playing. Excuse me, Mary Jane Watson.
Listen, it makes sense.
That's what the claim that he believes she's playing. Somebody asked her apparently about the Jean Grey thing, and she said that's news to me. Now I don't know if they just asked her about Jean Grey, but I would have loved if they just threw a bunch of names out and she just stood with Jean Grey. I was like, oh, that's a weird one. Haven't heard that one at all.
Stood her ground. Like, to be honest, at this point, anybody that's involved in a rumor involving Marvel, whether it's the producers or the actors, I kind of don't believe them when they say no at this point, because we've been through this. They have
They
to
say
deny
no,
it.
it means yes.
I have a hard time believing that it's Mary Jane. Like now, I might catch some flack for this, but I always think of her as just a side character. Like I don't think of her.
You mean Jackpot? You don't see Jackpot as an Avengers-worthy character? Are you serious?
But you're
Avengers.
gonna take this, young, very talented actress and make her a, second, third on the call sheet instead of, first or second where she should be. I don't know. I find it hard to
Who
believe
else would
that
you
she
cast
will
her
not
as
be.
then?
Well, a major character with superpowers.
Yeah, but that's also saying like Lois Lane's a weak character to have. She's the Lois Lane of Spider-Man.
Oh, you know what? I think it's just because we got the faux Mary Jane. We got
Yes.
Michelle Jones and
Yep.
and very lackluster character in the wonderful MCU. So
And that's why this can make sense.
And the other two said that you have your MJ. Well, no, he didn't.
No, we don't. And going forward, we have no MJ at all because they don't remember Peter. So this is a prime time for him to meet an actual Mary Jane.
which is
Well, I'm saying Mary Jane. It makes the most sense for Mary Jane.
I agree.
I'm going with that.
I'm moving along with this Angelica Jones.
It's not
Angelica
Firestar, man. Like that is
He's
the
going.
most...
He's going to college. That's where he meets Firestar and
Iceman?
Iceman. Bob.
Iceman.
Yeah, like that's a great way to introduce.
Although it would be so cool.
Oh,
if also Bobby
you
Drake
know
made an
what?
appearance.
I would
And
love
and
that.
they
If they did
pulled
Super
Friends. Yeah.
You
It's
You
not
wanted
happening.
something.
It's not happening.
That'd be
This
dope.
movie is too bloated. It's
Yeah.
too bloated. Apparently, Kingpin's going to play a big role, I'm hearing, and as well as Noel's supposed to make an appearance, and Venom's apparently a bad guy, I'm hearing.
What? Huh?
Yeah.
As he should be.
But not like Eddie Brock, Tom Hardy.
No, it's Tom Hardy, but he's being controlled by Noel, essentially. And that's how Peter's going to get the Venom symbiote suit, and then he's going to have the symbiote suit moving on into the newer movies. This is all rumor. Got
Okay.
Take me with a grain of salt, man. Don't hold me to the fire.
I'll
I
give you
will
some
cave.
sea salt.
I think they're gonna tease Noel and then make him in the next movie.
We'll see. I don't think
Like
there's a
he'll
next
get the
movie
he'll get the symbiote suit and then he'll start communicating with Noel.
Well, that's interesting. How many Spider-Man movies are left for Tom Holland?
Probably 3 more.
3.
Probably
mean,
3 more than Avengers movies. Like, I know they want him to show up in more things. I don't think they're going to do that because I don't think Sony wants to keep their Venomverse around much longer. So I don't think they're going to stretch that out any further. And I think you only have but so many multiversal years left. For real. Like, there's not much time to keep doing these movies because we're all getting kind of sick of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm crossover king, and I'm getting sick of it.
Speaking of multiversal timelines, what's going on with the Russo brothers?
Wow.
Features was fed up with that topic.
I
and
know.
wanted to
Features
move on.
Yeah.
Segue.
We didn't even get to talk about the backlash of everybody up in arms because it might be Mary Jane. And that's not
Wait,
my
what?
Mary Jane.
Wait, people will be mad because it's like legit Mary Jane showing up?
Yeah, why? Is it because that him and Zendaya are a couple already? Like in real life?
Yeah, because their chemistry is really good. I don't understand that
stop.
relationship, but
Stop.
is what it
You're
is.
alone on that one.
I'm happy
Yeah.
for them. Do your thing.
People got to get over that. It's a movie.
Yeah.
She's got stuff. He's got this.
Well, not even that. It's this is the natural progression of the Spider-Man story.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, every look at Ultimate Spider-Man. This is every Spider-Man story needs its Mary Jane. It's like having Superman without Lois Lane. It's like having Flash without Iris West. It's like there are, as you said, Mashko, she's a secondary character to Spider-Man, but she's one of the most important secondary characters in all of Spider-Man's lineage, lore, you name it. Lineage is probably not the right word, but lore.
Lore.
History.
All right, well, now let's go back into features segue. Let's try that again. Let's go ahead, features segue us in.
Okay, well, speaking of all this multiversal madness, well, let's actually dive into how much time left or these rumors of multiversal that the Russo brothers just came out to talk about.
It was good, man. You just kind of started at the end. I lost you for a second.
I gotta roll with it. But yeah, so the Russo brothers have responded to the MCU leaks, and to them, they're saying that it's not our artwork. It's not their concept art.
You don't say.
I like how we just said we don't trust them.
Yeah, I believe Cap. That's Cap. Because that doesn't look like some random person drew that up and was like, here's the Marvel artwork.
What's Steve Rogers saying about it?
And he's probably like, yeah, that's not the one we're going to use. The angle is actually to the left, not to the right. That's it's the setting's all the same. It might be the angle's a little different.
Right. There were
But,
some people missing in the background.
But there could be some truth to this, right? Like let's not shoo it away. I mean, so Joe Russo said no because that artwork was not from Avengers, Doomsday, or Secret Wars, and Anthony said nothing's spoiling in there. That's not our concept art. So it's very possible it could all be a lie. I don't know if that's true, but it does things like Star-Lord meeting Vision. What if that is from Vision Quest and Vision actually takes his house right next to Star-Lord's granddad? And they're neighbors.
I mean,
I could see Chris Pratt saying yes to that role. I could absolutely see that's how that could happen. So I'm just saying there might be some rumor to some of it, but that's Doctor Doom, baby. That I'm not accepting that at all. That's that Doctor Doom. If it doesn't look like that Doctor Doom, I'm gonna be mad.
yeah, I honestly, again, there's no way they can say that. Oh, well, there is, but I just don't believe it. Because at this point, they have to say that they have to deny it to make sure people don't get their hopes up too high. Even though at this point, if if what we saw is true, my hopes are already there, and that's what I'm expecting.
Yeah, they're softly denying it, but at the same time, they're not like, well, okay, they're softly denying it, but Marvel did go do their best to make sure that those things got taken down everywhere. So,
Yeah,
I don't know. Read between the lines, guys. I don't know what to tell you here. They kind of made it clear that it's not theirs, but it's theirs, but it's not theirs. But Marvel doesn't want you to see them.
right. Demonetizing, taking
Just saying.
things down.
Just saying. So yeah, I think they're full of crap. That's okay. I hope they are. I hope they're lying because I want those to be real.
Yeah,
They're really good.
Yes, they're lying.
I got nothing.
Mashko, Mashko's more zoned out than the rest of us.
Well,
You want to take a nap, buddy?
It's funny because I just got a message from our foreign correspondent from Delaware, Mr. Maurer, and he sent me a text referring to Carl Urban as a bad choice for Johnny Cage, and said The Miz from WWE would have been a far better Johnny Cage.
He's not
he's
wrong.
I don't make
Literally
this shit
Johnny
up. It's
Cage.
there. Like he literally
Look.
texted me.
He's not wrong, but
Carl
Urban's a better actor.
Carl Urban's a better actor. If we're gonna start saying crap like Reacher can't be Batman, don't give me some crap like The Miz.
Well, The Miz can act.
Yeah, I've seen him in so many things. I'm so familiar with his work outside of the one thing he's in.
And he does it well.
I'm sure.
Some
I'm
may
sure it's
say
great.
he's the best at it.
I'm sure he's great. Tom Holland Spider-Man's pretty good too. I'm just saying we all have different tastes there, champ.
Anyway, we were talking about the MCU concept art. I don't know.
No, we can move on from that because again, it's kind of a nothing burger story. It's just a
burger story.
once again, Marvel's lying. It's all.
Yeah.
That's it, and that's okay.
Yeah, they're just
they
covering
lie.
their tail. That's
They should lie. Let's talk about something else that they're probably going to have to cover their tail. Let's talk about the next round of leaks with Black Panther. So Black Panther's game, I didn't even realize how far in development was. I remember they talked about this, but I've heard more about the Iron Man game, the Black Panther Captain America game. I didn't hear as much about his solo game. But from what we're hearing, man, it seems like it's going to be a doozy. I mean, first off, the biggest reveal is that you get to choose who the Black Panther is. So it is a game where you play as Black Panther, but your Black Panther options can be T'Challa, M'Baku, Azuri, Shuri, Killmonger, and more. Who I'm curious, maybe T'Chaka.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
But that's still really cool. I would love to see M'Baku Black Panther.
Yeah.
That's exciting, but it's going to be a big open world game where your decisions unlock missions. So as you play it, it will be different, and as you choose different Black Panthers, it's going to also affect how the game plays and what missions you go on. So, which part of the reason why Mortal Kombat games now suck because there's no replay value because you watch some stupid overwritten story, right? All the characters are already unlocked unless you want to spend an extra $100 to get them all. Stupid Mortal Kombat, stupid. Anyway. But this is the way you make a game. If you're going to make a game where it's the story's only a few hours, you give reasons to play it through it again. Mm-hmm. This is great. I cannot wait for this. This sounds very exciting.
Hopefully, it's not like the old Avengers game.
Which old Avengers game?
Ooh, don't do that. The last one that had the same levels that you just replay over and over again.
Okay.
So I just looked up I wanted to look this up for whatever reason. Cliffhanger Games is the maker of this game, which never heard of it. Turns out they're actually part of EA Games.
Oh, really?
So that's
It's in the game.
somewhat promising. I was going to say EA Sports, but no. Maybe they're playing a game. I don't know. But I haven't been able to see exactly what other games that specific studio makes. So, oh well.
Well, Avengers is not the worst game. I just want to say that. we were overly harsh on that, as all of us are Marvel.
No, we weren't.
We were Future Fight players. We were Future Fight players, and we treated that game differently. Don't get me wrong, I still think that game is boring, but we put up with a lot of crap in some mobile games.
Yeah. No, we
This
definitely
game wasn't
did.
that different then. It just was disappointing that it was the same as a mobile game.
And don't play that DC whatever the heck game it is. That just looks
Oh,
like
DC on
Oh,
DC
the one that
Universe
Lance kept trying to
Online.
get us to play?
that
Yeah,
looks like
the
a
online? No.
terrible.
A
The one that
tower
pops up as you're scrolling along.
Oh.
You're like, is this actually real? This looks like trash.
Yeah, it does. It
The new-
seems like
Oh wait,
The new one that just came out, right?
It seems
You're
like IP
talking about?
infringement.
Yeah.
It seems like some game is just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we'll get away with this for a while.
Oh wow, that was real.
It wasn't a dream.
All right. Well, that looks exciting. I can't wait for that. I think we are, other than Spider-Man, are kind of dry for comic book video games. I didn't really.
Yeah,
give
when's that
Guardians-
Wolverine one coming out?
Oh, that's.
Oh,
gonna be
wow.
so
Ooh,
good.
next year, I think.
We got
This
some.
year or next year.
We got really good ones. I mean, that Captain America Black Panther game looks outstanding.
I'm excited
as
for
well.
that.
So,
That would be. I can't
yeah,
wait for that one.
We do have some doozies on the way. All right, but let's talk about another doozy. Season 3 of Invincible wrapped up. Now I know, Mashko, you don't like cartoons, so this is another bad issue for you.
I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy the banter.
Which is amazing. I feel like you should like Invincible.
I should. I just didn't put the time into it. And now it's so long. There's so many other things I need to watch. On
It's
a
only
weekly
like 8
basis.
episodes a season. So you're fine. You can catch up.
Yeah, you would love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
You would love it.
I know.
The pure chaos and destruction alone, you'll go.
Yes.
First episode, I think the big twist on the first episode, he'll be in.
Oh yeah,
Of
100%.
season 3.
Season 1.
Oh.
First episode, season 1, big
I
twist
saw
right after the
that.
credits. And that didn't cook you in?
That
I think I made it 2 episodes. I was like,
Wow, you're wild.
Wow.
Wild. But I will say season 3 was the best season.
yes.
that's good.
Season 3 and season 1 and
yeah.
2 were pretty good. Season 1's great. Season 2's a really strong second. But the third one, people gave it some crap about the animation in the first couple episodes, but wow, they saved it for the finale. And I will say, Glenn got his licks in, and Negan didn't stand much of a chance.
No chance.
Glenn headbutted Negan to damn near death. It felt-
Redemption.
It
Yes.
felt great. It felt great.
Remember that stuff from Walking
Yeah,
Dead?
right. He's in the recording booth like, you remember what you did.
Right. Payback.
But yeah, it was a great season. What was his name? Conquest. Conquest
Yes,
was a great
Conquest,
villain. Jeffrey D. Morgan did outstanding. It felt like a little they were trying to recreate the Nolan fight a little bit, but it did a really good job on Mark's arc.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they recreated some of the scenes with one of the Mark variants when he was beating up the what's the team called? Their Justice League.
Team.
No,
The Guardians of the Globe.
Oh,
Guardians
yeah.
of the Globe. They recreated a lot of those scenes from the first episode when Nolan goes in and
Oh,
kills.
yeah.
Like when he gets Batwing or Darkwing, whatever his name is.
I
breaks
think
his
it's
leg,
Darkwing.
Smashes him. Yeah.
Yeah. The third season was brutal, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, and
Like,
the way they did it, because like the multiversal fight between all of the Marks was a really strong episode. It was a very great episode, and then all of a sudden Conquest shows up, and there's not a moment to breathe, and it's like you have to forget about this huge momentum-building 3-episode arc to just go, oh, by the way, Conquest is here, and everything's different. No, everything's different. We're gonna spoiler alert. Eve gets her face smashed in. Like, wasn't expecting that. That was pretty wild.
Yeah.
Like I never read any of the Invincible comics, so like I'm seeing all this for the first time, and basically every episode I get hooked with the deaths that happen, the fights, everything's great.
I love that you worded it that way, because something interesting about season 4 I just found out.
Ooh.
What's that?
Turns out there was an arc written where Invincible fights the devil. And it was
Really?
something they never got a chance to do in the books. It was an arc that never actually happened, but it was something that Kirkman always wanted to do. And they're teasing that the next season is going to be a filler, Amazon Prime only version of the story where we get that arc that never made it into the books, which is what they kind of teased at the little end credit tease on the fake Hellboy. I forget his name.
Oh,
Well, remember, he's talking to somebody.
yeah. Yeah.
So there is a wild chance that we might get in a completely original Invincible story that was originally supposed to be placed in this part of the timeline from the comics that never happened. So
You know
it'll
what?
be a season that cannot be spoiled.
That's how you do it. That's how you get people in. If you had like Mashko's never read the books. I've never read the books. I know someone who has them. I probably read maybe 1 or 2 issues.
Yeah, we know comic shop owners. We know people who have them.
Yeah, yeah. But
Mr. Beast is about to have all of them.
Oh, that's true.
yeah.
We didn't talk about that. Features finish up. I want to talk about Mr. Beast for a second.
I got you. For the most part, the Invincible cartoon is probably the most comic accurate cartoon that I've seen. Probably next to Spawn.
Yeah, Spawn, Batman the Animated Series, Superman the Animated Series, Spider-Man the Animated Series, Hulk the Animated Series.
But following more so the books, though, and not just even having that much of a disambiguation on it.
Disambiguation.
Whoa.
Look at you. Word of the day calendar over here.
And I also want to pose a question to you guys that I asked Mendte before. Do you think between Invincible and Spider-Man, which one of these heroes have been traumatized the most throughout their superhero-dom?
Oh, what a question. We can't. You now made the show more than an hour.
Oh.
Because that's not an easy question to answer. Because I feel like there's got to be somebody, but I can't think of anybody besides maybe Spawn. Spawn's a good one.
Spawn's a good one. Yeah.
Blade.
Blade is.
Blade?
No, I don't think he's
I'm
that.
just
I don't
throwing
think
it
he's
out. I like Blade. That's why I'm throwing it out there.
I mean, I like Blade too, but I don't know. I wouldn't count him as being that. Maybe how he handles it, but I don't think he's as traumatized as the other two.
But I mean, as from the last arc of Spider-Man, he wins. The 8 Deaths of Spider-Man, he wins. I mean,
Okay.
he literally went through like an eternity of torment
Yeah.
in a single issue. Yeah, Peter wins.
Yeah. All right. Pete wins.
So yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. What's going on with Mr. Beast, Mashko?
Well, we were talking about Invincible. I thought we'd talk about how Mr. Beast is trying to buy up every single Invincible comic. But you know where this all stemmed from?
Marketing.
No, well, somewhere along the line, IGN gave a rating to, I guess, Invincible.
That was
season
a
2.
trash
Yeah, they gave it
rating.
a 4.
Right.
They gave it a 4.
What is their scale? Because that was. Is it like 1 out of 10? I mean, like, is that their rating? Like
They
the
just
scale?
Well, the
they throw
funny
a dart
thing
against
is-
the wall, and whatever number it lands
The
on.
funny thing is, Mr. Beast comes out and says the same thing we've all been saying, that IGN, his quote, IGN just gives the opposite of the correct rating. First Beast Games, now Invincible. So I guess they gave a crap score for Beast Games. I haven't watched Beast Games. I don't intend on it. That's, to me, I think that's another age bracket or age range that's watching that stuff. But somewhere along the line, there be this comparison between Invincible and Beast Games is kind of a thing now. I don't know.
But it feels as though that they just figured out a way to organically market Invincible.
Absolutely, that's totally the thing, and,
Yeah.
and Kirkman just keeps getting richer.
And good for Kirkman, based on a lie.
Right.
Good for you, buddy. I love it. That's an ingenuity.
Bezos wants somebody on another yacht next to him, so he's just here's all the money.
The Kirkman. Yacht.
Here's all the money.
That would be a lot of fun. That would be a
Yeah.
lot of fun. All right, let's move over to our little bit of comic news before we get into our reviews. But that is because we have a new team of Thunderbolts before the Thunderbolts movie. And normally, this kind of stuff happens all the time where we get new iterations and versions of teams, and we skip a lot of them. But this one's pretty cool, even though the story kind of sounds janky. But I think it's because we all have characters on here that we're pretty excited to see, except for the fact that
Yeah.
Winter Soldier changed his name. I think that's
Yeah,
I still
that's
think
bothering
dumb.
me. Revolution?
Revolution, yeah,
Sucks.
Revolution. That's
Will
the
not
dumb
be
name.
televised.
Yeah, comic only, maybe never in a movie. But yeah, so it's Black Widow and him running a new Thunderbolts team to go up against like a cloned version of the Illuminati that wants to rule Earth or something. It's dumb. See, the story sounds dumb, but the team sounds great, and because the team is those two plus Laura Kenny Wolverine plus Namor.
Okay.
And I think is that Clea?
Yes,
That is.
that
That's
is
Clea from Doctor Strange, and then you've got Hulk and the doozy of the doozies, Carnage.
Wow.
Eddie Brock.
Carnage.
Eddie Brock. Okay.
I think this might be the most OP Thunderbolts team that we've seen put together so far.
How much you want to bet
Yeah.
that this Carnage? I don't actually. I'm going to argue that point in 1 second. But
Okay.
what if this is where we start seeing Carnage take over Eddie in a terrible way?
Ooh.
Like what if this is Ultron a la West Coast Avengers?
You know what? That will be a thing.
Because the villain sounds terrible.
The villain probably
And
is
then Eddie
terrible.
becomes the villain.
But if Eddie's the villain on the team, because he just can't control Carnage, because as Carnage gets stronger and stronger, it's going to be a bigger problem for Eddie.
Right.
I think there's a lot of fun to be had there. And I don't think this is the strongest team. I think this is a great team, but I think Deadpool, Elektra, Punisher, Red Hulk, what was it?
Ghost Rider.
And
the leader.
Yeah, that's a pretty powerful team.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. And it was because remember when they gave Red Hulk the symbiote and the Spirit of Vengeance?
Yes, that was crazy.
That was one of the craziest moments in all of comics.
Yeah.
When he's running around on that three-wheeler, it was like the most treacherous three-wheeler I've ever seen. It's like his big wheel of torment. It's amazing.
Yeah, that was an awesome moment. But I don't know, man, because now you got to compare Red Hulk to actual Hulk, which I would assume that that's actual Hulk and not like Amadeus Cho or somebody. And then Carnage, like, who can pretty much solo a lot of people.
I like how you're just ignoring Namor.
I'm not ignoring Namor.
You are ignoring Namor. You're
I'm
the
not.
only one who cares. And
I'm
going
gonna
to say something about Namor.
I'm going to get to Namor, but Namor being on there as well makes it puts it over the top. If you imagine,
I was just about to say I don't see his wings, but I see them now. So
Oh, they've been clipped a long time ago, buddy.
but he still flies. Him and the Hulk put together, that alone puts them way over the top.
Well, then what were they? That was not the Defenders. Was it the Defenders?
It
What
was the
team?
Defenders.
Or was
It
the
was the
Invaders
Defenders.
or whatever?
They-
What was, yeah.
Pretenders.
I think it was the Defenders. It
Doctor
could have been the
Strange-
Invaders,
It was
but I think
Doctor
it was the
Strange,
Defenders.
Namor, and Hulk. It was the main three on the team. I think it was the original Defenders, but I could be wrong.
I think that was the Defenders.
Regardless, it's going to
Yeah.
be a cool team. I'm interested to read the book, but at the same time, clone evil Illuminati, I don't care. I think that's just a stupid throwaway villain, hopefully to hide and mask who the actual villain of the story is. But
Yeah, probably.
yeah,
Hopefully.
the concept sounds dumb.
This book goes on sale June 11th. Written by Sam Humphries, art by Ton Lima, and cover by Steven Segovia.
All right. Well, I was going to make it a chords joke, but we're just going to move on. Sokovia chords.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
that's yeah.
You were
When
yeah,
you
I
explain it,
ruined
it's not as
ruined it.
funny.
That's why I was trying to move past it, Mashko.
Oh.
But let's move over to comics. Let's get these reviews in. We're gonna hit this hour point. We're gonna hit this.
Here we are.
I didn't know we had the music.
No, just go for it. Maybe in post.
Well, let's talk about the one book Mashko read first. That way he can take a nap. Let's talk about Mashko's, because this has not been Mashko's episode. Kudos for showing up after seeing what the news was.
Yeah, buddy.
This is not a Mashko issue at all. But Alien was great. Alien Paradiso was another outstanding run. Hey, these 20th century comics, I hope they keep these up.
Yeah, well, what was the cliffhanger at the end of episode? I'm watching this comic. I'm not reading it. What was the cliffhanger at the end of issue number 3? So we thought this is issue number 3.
The girl being left outside, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're like, oh, she's gonna get sliced
Yes.
up, murdered. Well, turns out
She did.
She did.
I mean, she did.
I
She
know.
did get sliced up.
She did. It's just it was milky.
Milk,
It was very, it was
milky
Like cereal.
cereal, baby.
It was
That's an old LL song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of their name from It's Always Sunny. The Milk Twins. I can't think of their name. Just move past it. I'm ruining all the jokes. I'm running out of steam, gentlemen. Let's get these reviews done. Stop talking about issue 3. Let's get to issue 4.
Hey.
Issue 4 was great, though. I really do find it very funny how much time in this book is spent with characters that are just going to die.
Yeah.
Like, they spend a few pages in a row on just like, this is the crew. 3 of them are going to die. Yep. But, I think I don't care about any of the characters. That's the only problem with this book. And I think that's going to be a problem with 20th century books in general. I just want to
Boils?
see the alien.
Well, that's because they're going to die, so you're not
Right,
getting
well,
attached.
Yeah.
All right, so spoiler alert, by the way. The big reveal on this one that the main bad guy is able to get into the armory and he's got guns now and I could give a shit.
Yeah. I was like, when are they going to kill him again?
Kill him. Just, I'm done. I didn't, honestly, you could kill all of them. And I feel
mean,
like that's how the
realistically,
story needs to end.
That is the best part of this book for me. It's like the story's cool. I like how it's all set up, but seeing the actual it sounds crazy to say, but seeing the actual murders in the book are it's the best part.
Yeah, it is. Like, well, the one they're killing people in ways that you don't normally see in Alien. Like,
Yeah.
the dude getting his head squished just crushes his head. I'm like, well, my God, I didn't realize they were that strong.
How
Right,
many kids are dying in this comic?
Oh,
Is that why Mashko
All
likes
of
this? Is that why Mashko likes it?
All
I
of
think to
them.
be fair, probably a lot.
Yeah, there's indiscriminate killings going on in here.
It was a good book. It's a good book. I don't think it's gonna mean anything. That's the downside about books like this. It's just kind of a fun
Yeah.
read, and moving past it. It's not gonna hold its value. It's not gonna be a movie. It's not gonna.
It's not
It's
gonna do
just a
anything.
fun alien
This
story.
is just something that I actually like.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
It was a good read. If you just want a good read,
Yeah.
but it's
Was this a miniseries or?
I don't know how many issues. It can't be many.
I think there's probably only one or two left.
Yeah.
Let me take a
The,
look.
the fun thing with a book, and it happened in this issue, was finding out who the android was, and that's always like the fun thing for me with Alien.
Alien.
Yeah.
And it was a good reveal. It was a very good reveal.
Do
and
we
I like that.
all see Companion?
Yes.
Issue
Well,
5 is the last one. It looks like.
No. All right, we won't talk about it then,
It's really good.
because that's fun. That's a fun movie.
All right. Well, let's go features. Give me something new before we jump into some other ones that I read.
Okay.
What do you got with X-Men, X Factor, all the?
Yeah.
Oh God, Namor. Good Lord.
X-Men.
X-Men,
All the ones that
X-Factor.
no one cares about.
Hey, okay, all right. Listen, X-Men Hunt. This story arc is
Transformers. I'm backed up. Sorry.
it's. I'm trying to think out how to word this, but
It's bad.
It sucked.
it's not bad, but I feel like it's going to end too soon, and it's not going to give us much. But there is a really good twist. With Xavier being out, they come to find out that there is one more egg from Krakoa left, but we don't know who's in it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
That's interesting. I'm sure it's that interesting tidbit is surrounded by a bunch of slog, but you know.
And who's dead right now that could come back?
All right, I'm gonna
That's
play
the thing.
idiot right now. What's the deal with the egg?
so go ahead.
No, you got it.
So it's a resurrection egg from Krakoa. So there's one egg left, meaning that if someone dies, one more person can be resurrected. But as of right now, there is exactly one person in the egg currently. We don't know who it is. Professor X probably knows who it is, but he's been running around lying to everybody trying to get his mission accomplished while also messing up the entire world because he has a psychic hemorrhage that's driving people crazy.
It's
So
him.
that's why everybody's trying to lock him back up.
So it's kind of a big deal.
No, his copy's in the egg. They're gonna reboot him like they did Beast, set him back to like 20 years ago or something. So
I do like
Remember,
him
like,
standing with the helmet though. It's gonna be sad to lose that Xavier.
Yeah, I like him walking around, but he's still in.
they're gonna put him back in the chair.
Yep, they'll put him back in the chair because they got to start setting things back to right with the mutant saga down the line.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, but see, I'd rather
Yeah, it's
honestly,
him.
I'd rather see Magneto get restored. He's like, hey,
He
he's
will.
full powered, but he has
Actually, that's probably who it is because
It's
you're
a
right. He's
degenerative
been
human.
dead since what the hell's his name?
Dr. Lamar.
Wasn't
said
it
Umar.
or did he come back more?
no, he
recently?
came back from that.
Yeah, I'm
but
talking
he-
about Ultron. No,
You're talking about-
granddad. Thanos' granddad.
Yeah, it's why
Oh,
I don't remember his name now.
Tyrannos or something.
Oh, Uranus.
Uranus.
Yes.
No, it's not. It's not Uranus.
leave your anus out of this.
Whoa!
I will do what I please with my anus. Thank you.
Kronos.
YouTube.
That
Kronos. I was way off. Samsonite.
said grandfather, right?
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, Kronos. Like the
Yeah, but,
scheduling software. That's terrible.
X-Men Hunt's been, there's been a few moments. There's that plot twist. We've seen Storm solo the entire group. That was cool. But yeah, that's where we're at.
All right. Well, cool. I'm glad you're
Moving
reading
on.
it.
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man.
Uranus is his grand uncle.
Oh jeez.
So you
Well, I'm very happy you're here for the lineage. the Thanos family tree. This is what Mashko studies on his downtime. All right. Amazing Spider-Man 69.
All right.
No jokes.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know, man. I feel like this story's fizzling out. I was really excited in the beginning, and now I'm starting to care
There's only
less.
one
It's
issue
cool.
left.
The twist of the end didn't get you?
I don't care. Twist of the end. Here you go.
Jugger Spider?
Spoiler alert.
Say spoiler alert. Juggernaut, Spider-Man. Cool.
Spider
it.
Knot?
Yeah,
so
Spider Knot.
It's interesting seeing Coulson as Death. So that's still
That is cool.
Still always
Yeah.
fun seeing Coulson come back around. But I don't really care about the saga of the Sidorak. You know what I mean? I don't. All this stuff with the siblings and the whatever the I don't know what is he connected with, the poison or
The
blight?
the
The
blight.
blight?
Yes.
yeah. I don't care. I don't care. Like I was into Spider-Man trying to like figure out how to keep himself alive and how to beat this. But now the whole story is about the Sidorak siblings, and it's like I could care less.
Yeah.
Spider-Man's been dead for a while, and now it's like Juggernaut's going out of control because Sidorak's controlling him again, and now you're gonna have Juggernaut versus Spider Juggernaut, and you're like, all right, you had a cool premise, and you kind of roped me into a wall, and I'm just like,
They roped you into a decent
No.
X-Men book.
nothing stops the Juggernaut.
The Jugger Man.
So yeah, I mean, sure.
Juggerbug.
Do they give him a name?
No, he's just
The Juggerbug?
Spider Knot.
No, they do. They a Juggernaut. Yeah. I mean, he looks kind of cool.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
He does look kind of cool,
it does look cool.
but I don't care. I don't care about you just making Spider-Man Juggernaut. Like you had a cool concept with him being like this magical, champion of Earth, and there's so much cool things you could have done with that, but instead we got Juggernaut.
See, that part was cool.
Marvel.com is saying Spider Knot.
Spider-Man.
Spider Knot.
Spider Knot.
I didn't like Spider Hulk. That's what I
yeah.
mean. That's all this is. This is just
Yeah.
another version of that.
But
You know what this is?
What's
Cool way
that?
to sell toys.
I'd buy Spider Knot.
I probably would too.
somebody will. But honestly, I'll be more interested to see if he still fights like Spider-Man in a Juggernaut form. That would be dope.
Juggernaut trying to web sling through the city.
Yeah, yes, that would be kind of cool.
Just going through building after building because nothing stops the Juggernaut.
Nothing stops the Spider-Knot.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's go on to. Here, I'm going to get through a couple books quickly. Legacy of Vader, #2. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad read. It was somewhat interesting. Everybody was all up in arms about changing the fate of Watto. Why anyone cared about the fate of Watto, I have no idea. But it turns out
the
Vader
junkyard
went
guy,
back
right?
and was the
Yeah.
dude who had him as a slave because Kylo finds out that his granddad was a slave and is like really upset about that. As one would be, and decides to go take on Watto. And then we find out that Vader had already gone back to Tatooine and killed Watto a while ago. So, but then we find out that Anakin and his mother were sold to Watto from a hut. So a different hut that we haven't seen before.
Oh, wow.
And when Kylo
Sherman
shows
Allen?
up, like I'm gonna kill because Kylo's goal is to erase that part of Vader's story because he feels it shouldn't be a part of his granddad's story. So he wants to kill the Hutt and anyone who would know this part of the story because he wants to erase that from the record. So he gets there, and there is a being that kind of shuts down the Force, and he gets whooped on a little bit, which is fun to see. I don't like Kylo that much anyway. So fun.
Yep.
So this one was a good read then.
This issue masterfully intertwines themes of heritage, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of identity within the Star Wars universe.
What are you
What
doing?
breakdown are you?
Did you just ChatGPT that? All right.
Tell my secrets, man.
Transformers was fun. It's no secret. I heard it.
Transformers was amazing.
Yeah, Transformers is amazing. It's still I don't know. It's starting to wax and wane on me a little bit.
Opposing takes. Let's do it.
But it was good because we finally get good old Megatron back. Good old Megatron showing up with a bird for eyes.
Yeah.
This is the climactic finale of the third act here, or
Correct.
the third story arc.
You get off of ChatGTP, dude.
The battle's intensifying, isn't it?
You're speaking like an AI, man.
He's reading the cliff notes.
Well, we're
look.
we're based in Seattle right now. That's where they're at.
Yes.
Stop it. Stop it.
I mean, come on. You got
Bruticus.
Bruticus.
Bruticus and Devastator going at it.
Ooh.
You got Megatron returning. You got G.I. Joe kidnapping Ultra Magnus.
I'm sorry. What?
Oh yeah, when the government just showed up, like
Yes, G.I. Joe. Yeah.
they showed up. They showed up uninvited. This dude has got major PTSD.
Yep.
And the moment the helicopters show up, he just opens fire, just instantly. And they were like, you know what? I've had enough. And the government whooped him. He didn't do well. He tried to run. No, he got helicoptered away. He was like, you know,
And this splash page with Megatron and Starscream and Soundwave, that's freaking awesome.
and a bird for eyes,
Laserbeak.
laser beak eyes.
I don't think I'll ever get over the verbiage of the U.S. government kidnapped.
They abduct it, basically.
Well, they did.
A
Yeah.
15-story robot.
Yeah, they did it with multiple helicopters.
Well,
Right, well,
overall, though, Transformers 18 serves as a pivotal
go
chapter
away,
in the series.
Mashko.
It's setting the stage
Go
for future
away.
developments and the ongoing conflict between Autobots and Decepticons. Can't wait for issue number 19.
Someone turn off his mic.
He controls that.
I know.
I control all the mics.
Yeah. So here's a good one. Batman Dark Pattern was a lot of fun. Batman Dark Pattern because it was
This
over.
I'm interested in, so I'm not.
It was over. Story was done.
Right, but
We had
the
we
new
had
story,
the Pain,
right?
the Wound Man, or the Wounded Man, or whatever the hell his name was.
Pin,
And
dude.
I was like, how can we have another book? Because that wrapped up pretty nicely. Well, issue 4 is a brand new story arc. And one of my all-time favorite villains, who doesn't get nearly enough play, makes an appearance. And I just want to show an image. You know, I'll tell you podcast listeners who it is in just a second. But I want to show an image, just a silhouette, just to see how you guys react to who's on the floor.
Oh.
Wait.
Remember who that is?
Okay. Yep.
Good old Scarface making an appearance again, and I loved Scarface, the puppet.
The puppet? Wow.
Yeah,
Say hello
Scarface.
to my little friends.
They kill you.
But he's doing something weird where he has essentially the ending of the book. Spoiler alert: the ending of the book is he is taking over a building. So they are literally fighting in Scarface, and it feels like it's trying to do something a la Judge Dredd or what was Judge Dredd?
The
was?
Raid.
The Carl
Raid,
Urban.
Thank you. The Raid.
Judge
Yes.
Dredd?
Raid.
Where they
Okay.
try to get from the bottom up to
Twice?
the top.
You know
Okay.
what?
And it seemed, but they're inside of the new Scarface, who is the building, which is a really weird way to do it.
That's
But look at the splash
kinda
page for the
neat.
next issue. Tell me that isn't the
What?
Raid, if you've ever seen the Raid.
That is the Raid.
Yeah.
With Batman, I'm okay. I'm getting the
And
next
this
issue.
is with the Scarface building.
Oh.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
So I don't know, man. I'm interested. It's so far, and I love the last arc. Wounded Man was a great villain, and if you're going to give Scarface that same treatment, that was one of my favorite Batman the Animated Series episodes.
I think I'm going to have to start picking that up.
Yeah, it's good. It's worth your time. All right, the big one this week, Absolute Superman.
Yes.
Absolute Superman
Yeah.
5 continues to be the best Absolute book. By far. No
Yeah.
question. It is beautifully done. The story, Crypto showing up. It's great. It's
He's
everything I want.
wow. Yeah.
Now, do you think his parents are alive?
It would be amazing if they were. I just don't know.
Well, we know Crypto's going to be. So we know Crypto at some point is going to crash land on his ship.
Yeah.
Right.
Because so essentially we found out that his cape can literally become a ship.
Which is
That
a
when you-
neat
when you
aspect to
bond
the
to the
whole
suit.
outfit.
Yeah, when you bond with the suit, it is almost like a Green Lantern aspect where it kind of creates things. And it
Yeah.
creates, after all of the Kryptonians they were trying to save bond with the suits, they all end up forming these mini ships because the vessel they were on explodes. So they all start taking off, but then getting like picked out of the sky one by one. And you don't see what happens to his parents or Crypto,
Yeah.
who are both in their own ships.
Or
So-
anybody else for that matter, which
Yeah, I don't care about any of them.
true, but here's the thing. How do we get General Zod?
We don't need General Zod in the
Yeah, we don't need
Absolute
Zod.
universe.
We don't, and we haven't gotten that far, but that's where my head was when I was reading that scene. I was like, huh, it's a
Anything-
lot of Kryptonians.
Keep him make him a good guy. Go ahead.
Two things I got. So this little girl he's talking to.
Dead.
They don't say by name. That might be Kara. Yeah. I'm thinking that might be Kara.
Oh,
Kara. And I'm thinking they might do a reverse, whereas she'll finally show up on Earth and she'll be a little kid, where
that's
now Clark
brilliant.
needs to teach her.
You know what? I love your theories.
Drop your mic, baby.
That's like
Huey.
2 this episode.
That's
Yeah.
brilliant. That's
And-
a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
What I'm also thinking is, now that he's going to Kansas, that might be where the survivors of Krypton are.
Ooh. Oh, you mean they kind of do an Asgard on Earth kind of waking up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
that'd be
know,
kinda cool.
wow.
That's what I'm
Instead of
thinking.
having Martha and John, he just gets his parents.
So when he gets there, he finds Crypto.
Baby Huey.
Yeah.
Yo, I love the idea of Baby Kara. That's a great idea because
That's what I'm thinking.
especially with the situation that he's in and also have to look after somebody. I mean, that's not something Superman kind of looks after everybody in a way, but he isn't really responsible for anybody.
Now he's got family to actually look after.
Well, and it's Kryptonian, so like a baby shooting laser eyes. You know what I mean? Like they never kind of explain how they. That could be a lot of fun. Like, just imagine like The Boys, where he's flying around with his niece, just holding the baby out, just taking out villains. Like no.
Well,
All
it'd be
I'm done.
him.
We're gonna end this.
No, you know what?
It'd be like him with Jonathan, just a girl and younger.
Right, but you know what? To add to your point, Baby Huey, this could be how we get Superman as we know him in the normal universe to come back to his moral self.
No, we're not going to get that.
The
This
moral
universe
self
is
is
not
still
gonna-
there. It's just,
Right.
It's just harsher.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not as developed. But that's what I'm saying. If let's say Baby Huey's theory comes true, it could lead to that. So we're watching the growth of, because he's Superboy right now. He's not really Superman.
So you're saying that so raising Kara to a degree, it will be the equivalent of being raised by the Kents?
Because he would have to learn and
Get the
develop.
humanity.
Yes.
Yeah, but I feel like he kind of already has that because of how beautifully they have explained Krypton
Yes.
in
He
coming
does.
to Earth. Like, he already sees the class system. He's already the hero of the downtrodden. Like, he's already that person to the world.
Right, he is. But
Yeah.
if you remember reading in that last issue, there was something he said he was so mad about that he almost took somebody out.
Yes, he did. I forget, was it one of the peacemakers? Didn't he almost?
Yes, he almost killed one of the peacemakers, and that's part of the reason why he found himself walking. You see him walking back to Kansas. He's like, I gotta recenter myself because something.
And he just knew Kansas was the place to go.
Yeah, right.
The way he took out
Like,
the way he
Kansas
took
is
out
it.
those peacemakers was freaking awesome. Just the heat vision.
Yeah,
Like, we haven't seen heat vision done like that before. Normally it's like the two beams. This one is more like the full room was engulfed in the heat vision.
See, Cyclops doesn't suck.
Yeah, when he has Superman powers.
hey,
Yeah, when he was the Phoenix.
hey.
Yeah.
Come on, Cyclops does not suck. Jeez.
No, he blows.
Tune in next week to find out
Wow.
whether or not he sucks.
Oh boy.
Wow,
All
we
right.
actually
what,
end before
what are we
time?
picking up? What are we picking up this
Yeah.
week?
That's a great
Deviant.
question.
Deviant.
Well, no.
Deviant.
Oh, that's right. Deviant is out, but that's not the most important. The most important is Absolute Flash.
Oh yeah,
By far.
100%.
By far. I mean, look, we've got several Absolutes, several Ultimates, and a One World Under Doom. This is a good week. Real good week. But yeah, Deviant wraps up though, right? Isn't it the final Deviant?
Final.
Yes.
Yep.
Final one.
I gotta finish. I gotta catch up on Saga. But yeah, Absolute Batman. That's Absolute Batman,
Yes.
Absolute Flash they're absolutely happening.
They're
Yes.
absolutely absolute.
100%.
Absolutely not reading Ultimate X-Men.
No, I'm
No.
I'm done with Ultimate X. Ultimate Black Panther. I'm doing. One
Yes.
World Under Doom. No question.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else there. Batman and Robin.
G.I. Joe.
G.I.
That's-
Joe.
That's
For those of you
G.I.
listening
Joe.
at home, tune in to YouTube and you can see what covers we're actually looking at here
That's
that
true.
we will
Yeah,
be
we
getting. So
We do YouTube now.
Only took us like 10 years. We're cool.
Deadpool Wolverine, definitely on that. That's good. No, I don't care about that. Deviant, 100%
Whoops.
Deviant.
Deviant.
Bug Wars.
Bug Wars.
Bug Wars.
What did I say it wrong? Oh, Eddie brought Carnage too.
Daredevil.
Oh.
Yeah, I wish I was reading Daredevil. Wait, is that a new Muse?
It's a older
It's a red band.
issue. Yeah.
Is it?
Oh, the DC Sonic books are already coming out. I don't want to.
Oh, wow.
Read that. I don't want to.
Oh,
read
yeah, it is. Sonic and DC.
Wow,
Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
I don't care.
Oh,
This is
Huey,
like the first time I don't care.
Power Rangers Prime issue 5.
Yes. Yep, I'll be picking that up.
Ooh,
we finally get to see the new Ranger team in action now.
I love the cover of Sam Wilson Captain America 3. Who's that?
That looks cool.
Who's
Oh,
this?
that's
Is
yeah. Don't
Agent.
don't get too excited about that.
who is that? I don't know. He's cool looking.
I think he. I'm trying to remember because he showed up at the very end of the last issue.
Oh, I didn't. read this
Josiah?
too.
He's like
Is Josiah X?
It's Josiah, yeah, but he's not calling himself Patriot anymore. He's like the
Well, he's older. Look at him.
Soldier of the Shadows
Yeah.
or something like that. It's ridiculous.
There's a fine line between great audio and great video, and right now we're not doing either.
That's true.
On that note, let's go ahead and wrap it up. I feel like
Yep.
is that everything? I feel like we're not missing anything.
It usually goes into like
Oh,
third
Dick
and fourth
Tracy.
printings.
Dick Tracy,
Never mind. I'm gonna read a lot this week.
Yeah, there's a lot of good
Mute-
stuff coming out.
Mutant Nation.
Nah,
Thundercats.
that's
Silverhawks
Yeah,
number 2.
you.
Silverhawks.
No.
So head on out to
And,
your
no,
local
reprints.
store,
Yeah.
grab your pull list,
Yeah, and
order
this is
some new
absolute-
stuff.
I probably won't have an extra topic next week. My topic will be Absolute Flash.
I will. I'll make
that
a
is the
point of
topic.
reading that. I know I've been slacking in the reading business here, but I'll make sure I read that.
Well, if you don't look, if nothing interests you, I'd rather you not.
Well, this week there's a couple, so
This
we'll have some
is a
stuff.
scary week. This is way too
Yeah.
much. This is way too much.
I have to go back and read like the last 3 issues of the Deviant just to.
Oh, really?
Just
Oh,
to
catch
remind
up.
myself what
Yeah,
was
'cause It's
happening.
been a while. But I've seen good reviews so far of the final issue.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yep. So, all right. Well, if you enjoyed,
That's it.
please head over to YouTube. Give us subscribe there as well. We are, for once, doing video other than Instagram. So if you want to see Features Beautiful Mug every once in a while, the rest of us, feel free to go over there and subscribe.
Stop it, Features.
Smash that notification button.
Smash the subscribe button. Yeah. Thank you so much for the engagement. I'm glad some of you guys are loving some of the posts.
Yes.
I'm Mendte.
I'm Mashko.
And I'm Features.
I'm Huey.
And that is that.
So that's that.
And that's that. That's that. That's that. That's that. That's that.